All right, let's head over to the ACC, the Atlantic Coast Conference. Some say the conference is down this year, Colby. Let's take a look at the odds.
Some would say they've been down ever since they added all those shitty Big East teams.
Oh, wow. I mean, I was fine staying in the Big East personally. Louisville, 15 seed, 250 to 1, along with Notre Dame, the 12 seed, and Georgia Tech, the 13 seed. Boston College, the 11 seed, 190 to 1. And then we got a pretty big drop in odds after that. Miami, the 14 seed, 90 to 1. Florida State, the 9 seed, 60 to 1. NC State, the Pussy Pack, 10 seed, 50 to 1, along with Cuse, the 7 seed. Va Tech, hate when people say that. 8 seed, 32 to 1. Pittsburgh, the 4 seed, 16 to 1. Virginia, the 3 seed, 13 to 1. Clemson, the 6 seed, plus 950. Wake Forest, the 5 seed, plus 750. And then you got the official contender class, plus 190. UNC Duke, plus 180. Where are you going on this? And all right, ACC, also a double bye system, so the top 4 seeds effectively in the quarterfinals, and a number of other teams. 3 other teams have a single bye. The games are being played. Remember when they used to go up to Brooklyn and play the ACC tournament? That didn't make much sense. DC, not much better. I mean, how are they not playing this in North Carolina somewhere? That it just doesn't seem. It seems.
Wait,
off.
it's DC this year?
It's in DC.
Why did I think it was in Greensboro? Are you sure about this?
Unless the ACC is wrong on their own website.
Yeah, I think maybe it's next year. That's Greensboro. Interesting. That changes the handicap a little bit.
Ooh. So what are you doing?
Well, I'm looking at this shitty conference and I'm trying to figure out where the value is, and because
I got a couple ideas.
Yeah, fire away.
Well, obviously I'm taking Syracuse 50 to 1 and shop around. I'm my beard's going to be firing on 65 to 1. So do your due diligence on that one. Again, Syracuse, that Clemson game notwithstanding, which they really didn't show up defensively. I think I've seen some nice things out of this Syracuse team. Historically, they've had runs in these kind of tournaments. Now I understand that was the Boeheim era, but certainly at 50 to 1, 60 to 1, I think is a fun sprinkle because they need this to get into the tournament. They're a desperate team and they have some good guard play. So them getting hot, I don't think is completely out of the question. Other team, we've seen this Miami team not too long ago. Jim Larrañaga led this team on some pretty crazy runs. What better way to fix your entire season than by going on a little bit of a run here at 90 to 1?
This is a bold play. This is a bold
play. It's a
play.
Fun long shot. So give me Miami and Syracuse.
There was a timeout, I think 2 games ago for Miami, where the whole team, pivotal point in the game, Boston College game, the whole team is sitting there and Larrañaga clearly hates them so much. He's not even entering the huddle of the timeout. He's sitting there going like this and just looking into the fucking crowd. I'm not sure he's going to coach there next year. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. I know their NIL collective is crazy. So, I mean, I think that's part of the problem. If you look at USC football, I know that I've heard rumblings here that, part of the things were certain players, backup wide receivers making more than starting wide receivers. That's going to be this new element of college sports that we're heading into.
Yeah.
You might miss a block. You might miss an assignment if you feel a little pissed that all of a sudden Nigel Pack's making $1 million more than you. So I think the Miami plays crazy to me because I feel like whatever's happening there is that talent wise. Maybe this is worth it, Sean.
Right.
But
so that's why. Listen, they're 15-7 on Saturday, February 3rd, and then they've lost 9 games in a row, and it's been a complete disaster. I get it. But I still think Jim Larrañaga is a good coach. I still think they have a shit ton of talent. And the tournament, we've seen this before of teams with good talent that have had frustrating regular seasons get hot because they do have decent talent. They've been given a reset. You're given a whole new life, and they are a well-coached team. And on the quick turnarounds, good head coaches thrive. Now, certainly you laid out a great case of why this team sucks, and it's 90 to 1 for a reason. But I'm just taking a couple long shot sprinkles in this conference tournament because I think it's really a crapshoot, and Duke and UNC at +190 and +180. While I understand why they're favorites, like both of them, it's going to be a pretty contentious path, and I don't see the price making sense there.
Let me sell you on two that makes sense.
Okay, I'm listening.
Pitt at their odds. Pitt's scratching for the NCAA tournament. Like they have something to play for.
Pitt's in the quarterfinals already. Like the odds are so out of whack with them here.
Yeah.
Even I mean, as much as I hate you, I mean UVA's broken, but even UVA's odds are a bit out of whack for me.
I actually like Clemson's odds. I'm gonna go Pitt and Clemson as my two plays because if you're looking at the bracket here, it makes a lot of sense here because Clemson is a super senior ridden team. Virginia, yeah, could they beat Clemson? But I kind of think Clemson is a better basketball team than Virginia. So I like Clemson's chances to get through, obviously against Miami or Virginia, and then, Miami or Boston College, and then Virginia after that. And then that puts them on a collision course with Duke, essentially. Even though I do think NC State is going to beat Louisville, and I think NC State is way more talented than Syracuse, but Syracuse will probably win the game because NC State's NC State. But I like, what was my reason for benedicting Duke? Duke is super young. Clemson is the opposite of Duke. Clemson has all their fucking team is veterans. So I like Clemson's chances against Duke, especially in Washington DC. If this is Greensboro, Duke's going to have that crowd, but in DC, I think it's a little more neutral. So I'll take a shot on Clemson. I think that path is pretty great. And then I think Pitt, North Carolina, obviously is a huge game, but Pitt with the way they can, they've won some big games. They won in Cameron Indoor. The way they hit the three when they're on like they could beat Carolina. I think those are the two best plays.
Yeah, you talk me into Pitt. I'll take it. And also, as Kramer pointed out, they're already in the quarterfinals. So Pitt 16-1, add it to my portfolio. Kramer, what are you doing? It sounds like you're also on Pitt.
Pitt was the angle that I had. It just, I understand that they wouldn't get Duke. They're not on Duke's side, so that's probably, you would like it better if they were on Duke's side, but
I will say this
after the judges.
I'll say this: Alfred 44 said Wake just looked better than Clemson yesterday. That was in Winston-Salem where they're 15-1 or 16-1, right? We were on that. I took Wake. Clemson against Wake in DC. Wake was horrible on the road. Meanwhile, Clemson won at Carolina. Don't just think because they won on. Yeah.
I like Colby's angle with Clemson. I'll copy Clemson. I'll go Pitt and Clemson.
Pitt and Clemson.
Two teams I hate. I hate both these coaches. I hate both these teams, but it just makes a lot of sense. I'm not betting on Duke or Carolina. Sorry, not getting chalky today. All right. Any other futures to throw out?
No.
Sean went really far. I mean, the Miami play is hilarious. It's
watch.
Oh, I hope so. I hope so. For you and your beard.